The amount of special treatment that black women get in the workplace blows my mind. They can be dumber than a box of rocks. They're given special leeway. They don't abide by the dress code. They're late all the time. And there's always an excuse. And if you're a manager and you hold them to this excuse, you're the racist because their kid or something happened in their family. And we have to stretch the rules for them. We have to overlook it. We can't say anything. Managers are afraid to approach them and confront them about the dress code, confront them about their hair, confront them about tardiness, because they'll have a video made. Somebody will say you're being racist. And so managers all over the world, owners, when you hire black women, be prepared what comes along with that. Be prepared for your other workers to feel highly uncomfortable when they're constantly seeing somebody not abide by the rules and not a damn thing is done about it. Not a damn thing. And most businesses will stand by and will put up with mediocre performances because they want to keep their doors open and they don't want a TikTok video made about how racist they are.
You got to ask the question, is there some validity to it? Now, you're going to have black women that say that white women and white people automatically have the leg up on them because they can get away with murder and they can do whatever it is that they want. And I just seen a video probably 2 or 3 days ago. I did a reaction to it and it was a lot of motion on it. And that's why I'm addressing this issue again, because a girl said that she worked in HR and that black women, was largely getting laid off and they didn't have the leg up that they were supposed to have because they are more educated, but they slip up here and there and they have a bad hair day, so they wear a bonnet at work and, they are 15 minutes late on a regular basis, but they should be able to be 15 minutes late on a regular basis. So the synopsis is accurate. My analysis of this whole situation is valid because I just reviewed a video of a woman that was in HR that said and confirmed the same thing, but she was complaining, saying that they needed this and this was something that was necessary for black women in order for them to thrive in corporate America. So the question that we have to...
Black privilege exists, whether the blacks, Americans, likes it or not. So that's what the white people are saying. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, share my video, comment for us to interact. And if this is not your first time again, welcome. So right now, the white people are saying, oh, the black people are more privileged than even us, if you look at it from another aspect. They're saying, hey, black girls, stop saying black man, stop saying black Americans. You guys are privileged. You are privileged at work. You are privileged on the street. You can get away with whatever you do. And you say, oh, because of my blackness, because I'm black, is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm black? That you guys are privileged. Everybody, you guys are privileged. So you guys should stop with the whole, oh, I'm not privileged. The whites are more privileged. They are saying you guys should stop it. So I've made some videos for us to watch, analyze, and talk about it. Today's episode is going to be interesting. So please do not go anywhere. Just stay tuned for us to watch and analyze this video. And after we finish watching the video, I'll come back and I'll give my own 1 cent of what I think about the video and what I think these folks are talking about. Credit goes to the original owners of these videos. And please, guys, remember, the essence for this video is just for educational purposes. It's not to abuse or make any race or anyone feel less of themselves. So let's just sit back and watch this video, and when we are done, we'll be right back. So stay tuned.
I don't mean this in a contentious way, but I really need us to start understanding intersectionality, because how are you going to come on here and talk about what Black folks experience? How are you going to do that? Yes, a wealthy Black person will have different advantages, but that's strictly due to their wealth. And it's not always the case. Let me blow your mind right quick. The wealthiest Black women in this country are still 3 to 4 times more likely to die in pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum than the poorest white women in this country. I'll say it again. The wealthiest Black women in this nation, per this information right here, are still 3 to 4 times more likely to die in pregnancy, childbirth, or in postpartum than the poorest white women. What does wealth matter if you're dying in the middle of childbirth? What does wealth matter if your doctors don't listen to you? What does wealth matter if your doctors have internal biases that look at you and think that your pain tolerance should be higher due to racism? That's just a racist thing to think. That they think that you're med seeking, that you're just trying to get medication. That's also a racist thing to think. Do you see how wealth doesn't matter when it comes to situations of race? And that's why we need to start talking about intersectionality way more. We need to talk about the unique concerns and circumstances that different groups experience, because it all comes into play when we're having these conversations.
So Jeff Mead posted a video today, and for those of you who don't know, I often say that his page advocates for white supremacy. And this video, I believe, is about how white privilege doesn't exist and how there's Black privilege. I have not watched it yet because I was going to stitch it, but I was like, this is going to be the craziest video ever. I got to blind react with you guys.
I don't want to be in community with people who don't believe that white privilege isn't real, and I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to hear from them.
Well, I'm probably about to make some people mad.
We'll see.
But before I do, if you think like this is a way to exclude yourself from other ideas and really only have one half of the picture.
What?
So what it seems like she would like to do is lock herself into an ecosystem or bubble of people that only agree with her and think like she does. Which, I mean, I can kind of understand it, but it's not a great idea to develop yourself as a person.
She said, white privilege exists, and I don't want to be around people who don't believe that. So why is she saying this? Well, let me ask you guys this. If you believe white privilege doesn't exist, right? And you see all these Black people on the road protesting about how they're getting abused by the police, how they're facing massive housing discrimination, discriminatory lending, hiring discrimination, all because of their skin color. And you see that, not believing that there are inherent advantages that come with being white, you're going to look at the protest like, why are they doing this? What's the point? You're not going to be actively fighting for Black rights or actively trying to fight the systems of white supremacy and oppression because you don't even believe they're real. So when an unarmed Black man gets unfortunately unalived by police, what is your first thought? He must have been not complying. I mean, there's no other reason the police would be out to unalive him, right? There's no disadvantage to being Black. And that's why she said she doesn't want to be around people who don't believe white privilege exists. She doesn't want to be around the people that are, subconsciously or consciously keeping these systems of oppression alive.
This whole
Let's continue.
white privilege thing. No, I do not think white people, just by the inherent nature of their skin color, have privilege in America. Well, I've heard people say that, white people don't have to worry about being shot by the cops, right? Unarmed. Well, for one, there are unarmed white people that are killed by the cops. But second off...
The argument isn't that white people don't get shot by the police. Every year, there are much more white people who are killed by the police than Black people. The argument is that Black people get disproportionately killed by police. Black people are killed in America for simply existing. How many of these white people that were killed by the police were unarmed and sleeping in their bed, like Breonna Taylor was? How many white people go on a jog and then are killed for it? And the thing about Ahmaud Arbery was the people who killed him weren't part of the police force. They were just two random dudes who hated Black people. So why am I bringing this up? That's because even though police arrived on the scene shortly after the shooting, no arrests were made for 2 months. It wasn't until after the massive outrage about this that the police were like, maybe we should arrest these guys. If Ahmaud Arbery was a white woman, how long do you think it would be before the police arrested these two? 5 hours? A day? That's the point we're trying to make. Not that no white people have died from police shootings. And I'm out of time. I've only reacted to like 1 minute of this, but I felt like I needed to address these issues. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Research reveals that Black leaders face many unique challenges that white leaders do not face. The first challenge is the constant scrutiny and pressure to perform, which can be overwhelming. Studies have shown that black leaders are often held to higher standards than their white counterparts, and when they fail, they are more likely to be blamed for the organization's failures. This scrutiny can lead to feelings of isolation and burnout. Additionally, black leaders often face what is known as the double bind, a situation where they are expected to adhere to both white and black cultural norms. This creates a challenge and balancing act where black leaders must navigate between two worlds while staying true to their own identities. Research suggests that this constant balancing act can be emotionally and mentally draining. Also, black leaders often face resistance from their peers and subordinates, who may be resistant to following their leadership. This resistance can stem from both conscious and unconscious biases, which can be difficult to address. A study conducted by the Center for Talent Innovation found that 64% of black professionals reported that they faced bias from their colleagues. Black leaders often face limited opportunities for advancement. This is due to a variety of factors, including the lack of diversity in leadership positions and the fact that black leaders are often pigeonholed into specific roles. A study conducted by the Center for American Progress found that only 10% of Fortune 500 CEOs are black. Black leaders often face the challenge of being perceived as a threat. This perception can be due to the unconscious biases that people hold, and it can be manifested in the form of microaggressions, such as being interrupted during meetings or having their ideas dismissed without consideration. A study conducted by the Harvard Business Review found that black professionals were 3.5 times more likely than their white counterparts to report experiencing racial bias in the workplace. Despite these challenges, many black leaders continue to make significant contributions to their organizations and communities. However, it is important to acknowledge the systemic racism that they face and work to address it. The challenges faced by black leaders due to systemic racism are numerous and significant, including constant scrutiny and pressure to perform, navigating the double bind, facing resistance from peer and subordinates, and limited opportunities for advancement, and being perceived as a threat. It is crucial that we recognize and work to address these challenges to create a more equitable and inclusive workplace for all.
Black privilege is a thing. And a lot of people will sit there and argue with me and tell me that I'm wrong. But you can't. Because if you really think about it, black people in America, especially in America, have more rights when it comes down to freedom of speech. On this app alone shows exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to show you any examples because all you have to do is go into the search bar on TikTok and search white people are, white people this, white people something, and you will find nothing but derogatory shit hurled at white people from black people. But you can't say the same about white people and black people. White people can't say these things on TikTok. White people can't say these things on the internet. They can barely say it out loud because then they'll be ridiculed as racist. But a black person can come on this app or really any other app and say whatever they want about white people. They can call them names. They can call them derogatory names. They can say anything they want about them. They can insult them. They can insult people right directly to their face, and they will not get any trouble whatsoever unless the video gets mass reported. And even then, in the comments, you're going to see a whole bunch of black people, especially black women, agree with this type of shit. And so that is a privilege in itself, being able to have more freedom of speech than white people. Imagine having upgraded rights and you're over here complaining that America's so bad. So the next time someone brings up white privilege this, white privilege that, bring up how ridiculous black privilege is and then show them my example.
What does black privilege look like?
Child, I'm so glad you asked this question, because it's the fact that y'all don't age. That's black privilege right there. Y'all don't age. Y'all could be 102 and be looking 25. Be 73 looking 18. Be 45 looking 15. I don't like that. I'm white. So when I'm 72, I'm going to look 93. What's the secret? Is it cocoa butter? Do I need to go get me some cocoa butter? Is that what it is? Is that the secret? I don't like that. How y'all just don't age. I mean, y'all do age, but it's like reverse dog years. Y'all get 2 years older, but your looks go like 5 years back. I don't like that.
Welcome back, guys. Do you really believe that Black Americans are more privileged than the white Americans? Me, my own 1 cent, it is impossible. The white Americans, the white already, from your skin, you were born privileged. You were born privileged. People look at your skin color and feel at peace. People look at the black man, the black woman, and get scared. That's what most of you say, that, oh, yeah, I'm scared. So story time. I used to live I spent most of my time in the UK, and I could really understand what these Black Americans, what you guys are saying. There is nothing like privilege. There's one of the videos I watched, she said she's an HR, that whether the Black Americans, they like it or not, that they are privileged, more privileged at work. That a black woman will come to work, maybe her hair is not packed well, she's not dressed well, and she'll say, oh, I had a bad day, I had to do this, I had to do that. And then when you try to call her to what she's doing, she'll say, oh, is it because I'm black? Is it because I pack my hair the way it should? Is it because my hair doesn't have the same texture as yours? Or is it because when I wear dresses, I don't look the way you guys look? Is it because of that? And she's saying you guys are privileged. And some others are saying in their videos that they saw some Gen Z on the street, they were vandalizing, they were doing this, they were doing that, and they were all black kids, and they let them go. Have you gone to the prison? Have you seen how many whites and how many blacks are there? In one of the rally, I could remember the rally of the No King rally that happened some days ago. How some white people were so honest, coming out saying, oh, that they are even very happy that some black people didn't come out. That if they came out, they would have been a person of target. That these are the people that the police would have arrested. I didn't hear of any arrest because 95% of the people that came out for the No King show were all whites. And yet, you guys are coming out to say the Black Americans are more privileged. Have you tried to look for a house and you are a white man and you are a black man? Who do you think the landlord is going to give the house to, the apartment to? And you guys come out and say, oh, we feel insecure because of your color. You look like you're going to harm us. And have you ever heard of a black or a black man or a woman saying that to a white person? And you guys come out and say the Black Americans are more privileged, that they are privileged. How are they privileged? From the beginning, from the very start, they have been suffering. These people have not had peace of mind. In fact, from when they come out from their mother's womb, that's when they start the battle. That's when the whole thing starts. And yet you guys come out to say they are privileged. Please tell me how they are privileged. Because one man comes to work and she's black and she's saying, oh, she did this, she couldn't pack her hair correctly because she was tired and the rest. And then you guys come out to say, oh, she's privileged because you see one black person not being assaulted by the police. And you guys are, what are you guys saying? Have you guys not heard of Black Lives Matter? Please. I hate injustice. I don't like it when people come out and when you know that when people come out and say things that aren't true. Yeah, I know some blacks are coming out and say, oh yeah, well, some of us, we think we are privileged. Even if you are privileged, the whites are more privileged than you guys. Open your eyes, guys. You guys, these people are privileged from birth. Even the rich black man, the rich kids, their parents keep telling them, oh, when you're driving and the police stops you, make sure your hands are out. they are seeing your hands and they don't think you're trying to get a gun. Do they do that to a white child? Have you not heard of promotion being shifted to a white woman because they feel this black woman is not competent, even when they know she's the best, or when they had to go through her work or anything she submits over and over because of her skin color? So you guys shouldn't say that, please. The white are more privileged than the blacks. Just leave it like at that. If there are some, there might be some black folks that are privileged. That's okay, but don't just generalize it. It's not nice. That is the end of our episode for today. So please, I would like this episode to be very interactive. Please drop your opinions. Tell me what you think of these videos. Just pour out your heart on the comment section for us to interact and learn from one another. So thank you very much for watching my video. I'll see you in my next episode.